Hello, race fans. Welcome back to Getting Up to Speed with me, Ben Dethridge. My next guest is coming off a big victory, the Howard Kading Classic at Ocean Speedway in Watsonville with the NORC 410 Sprint Car Series. He drives the Mattwood Racing number 17W. It's Shane Golobic. We're going to talk to Shane about his incredible 2023 season and that streak that he's built at Silver Dollar Speedway. That's next after these messages. Dave's Home Supplies specializes in cabinets, flooring, and countertops. Visit their website at daveshomesupply.com to look at products, services, financing, and even a free estimate. Are you looking for bookkeeping, payroll, or income tax services? Then check out the folks at For You Simple Bookkeeping. They are a licensed tax preparer throughout the entire United States. For more information, click on the link in the description. This broadcast is brought to you by Meat Freaks Jerky Club. Get the best jerky the world has to offer straight to your door by visiting meatfreaksjerkyclub.com. Pick your box and plan, tell them where to ship, and receive and enjoy. Log on to meatfreaksjerky.com and use promo code SPEED. Well, here he is. He drives the Mattwood Racing number 17W from Fremont, Shane Golobic. Shane, it's great to have you on the show with Getting Up to Speed.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, thanks for having me on.
Well, Shane, no doubt last week, Ocean Speedway, a track that you've logged so many laps at and have had so much success at, including a couple of track championships. You finally got the Howard Kading Classic under your belt after finishing second so many times. It's got to feel so good. Is it all sunk in?
Yeah, no, it's definitely something I've been wanting to accomplish for a long time now. And like you said, I've finished second probably a handful of times. I lost track. Also had one, I think, taken from me, or, at least a shot taken from me with getting a flat right rear a couple of years ago while leading. So, yeah, it's one of the ones that I've been wanting for a long time. So to finally check it off the list is really cool. And to be able to get our first NARC win of the year is always cool too. Just feel like it's been a little bit of a long time coming this year with just trying to get rolling and trying to get speed built up in our 17W, and we were able to do that, and we've been on a little bit of a roll here lately. So hopefully we can just keep it going. But yeah, it's an honor to win the Howard Kading Classic for the first time, and definitely super excited about it.
Well, and definitely a huge storyline. Lap 26, you and Corey Day are battling, and you guys got together, and then Justin Sanders pulls this double overtake. I'm sure for a brief moment there, you're like, "Oh my God, not again!"
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's I knew who was behind me, with having Corey behind me, and also Justin. They're both really fast, really aggressive racers. It's a point in the race where you just need to go as hard as you can and just not allow anybody to get a run. And I guess Corey was able to get enough of a run to try and throw kind of a big Hail Mary haymaker slider. And it wasn't anywhere near, clearing, which in the end actually worked out okay. He was able to get to the left front, and it luckily cut his right rear tire down. So that was good. And our car held up. It was a little tweaked, and it was good enough to be able to finish the race. So that's all that matters. But after, that happened, I was just trying to get myself clear and get myself going back down the back straightaway. And by the time I got myself pointed and got Corey kind of out of the way, Justin was already blown by me. So I was just praying that the yellow was going to come out. Corey wasn't able to get to the infield or something goofy like that. So, luckily the yellow did come out, and I got the lead back and was able to lead the rest of the way. But, it was just good, hard racing. And, I was, just excited to get the win.
And it was so cool to see so many sprint cars at Ocean. That was my first time ever there, was that weekend. And it reminded me a lot of, something like Cottage Grove, a little bit of a flatter Cottage Grove though, or even Merced kind of. Just tight racing, lap traffic. It only takes you guys about 5-6 clicks to get in there, and just elbows up, driving the snot out of these things.
Yeah. I thought the racetrack turned out to be pretty decent, honestly, for kind of what I've been seeing, online from Watsonville this year. It used to be one of my very favorite places to go. back in 2012, 13, 14. Back in those days, it was one of the best racetracks in California, in my opinion. It was consistently racy every week, and I feel like they've been struggling a little bit the last couple of years. Honestly, I haven't been down there as much as normal either, with moving up north, but we only really get to go there twice a year, so my sample size is a little smaller. But I did think they did a good job getting the racetrack pretty racy for the feature Saturday night, and it got pretty slick and slow, and kind of started getting little patches of rubber in spots, which as a racer, it makes it real technical to know where to be and when to be there. And being out front can sometimes be tough to know where to be and where the fast lanes are and how the track's changing. But we were able to get it done, so that's all that matters. But I love going down to Watsonville. It's a cool, racy little place, and I thought it was pretty good this weekend.
Yeah, and that's a place you kind of started your career at, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the first place I ever got to race was Petaluma, but the first place I kind of raced on more of a consistent schedule was definitely Watsonville. We ran a lot of Friday nights there with the Taco Bravo series, and got to run a lot of 360 races. So definitely had a lot of laps back in the day there, for sure. And the place has gone through a few different surface changes and shape changes, and it's cool to kind of be a part of that and race there every week for so many years. But now, like I said, I've moved up north to Rockland, and it's a 3.5, 4 hour tow to get down there, so we don't make it on Friday nights anymore. We only get to go there a couple times a year, but it always does kind of feel like going back to kind of the home track when we do get to head down there. So yeah, it's always a fun deal, and I'm looking forward to going back there again here later in the year.
Yeah, and something was really cool that I was looking at doing my research before the races was you had 4 wins there previously. You hadn't won there since 2017. You'd won there twice, won there in 2016. But going back to 2008, you recorded an ARC win there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was my first NARC win, actually, and it was a pretty cool race. I remember getting a race with Tyler Walker and Jonathan Allard, and I think I was 16 at the time. So I was just kind of a young kid racing, and I was able to pick up my first win. The whole family was there. It was a really cool deal. So yeah, I definitely had felt like, that was where I got my first win, and then kind of got a few more there in the 16, 17 range. And then I kind of went on a drought. So it felt good to get one again, and to get the hard skating is always a cool one, obviously. So, yeah, it's a place I have a lot of laps at, and it kind of has a little bit of a special place in my heart.
Well, and you guys are rolling really good, the Mattwood Racing 17W operation, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you took in the previous week off, 3 straight wins for you and this team at 3 different racetracks.
Yeah, it was 3 straight, which is pretty cool. Our schedule is a little bit slimmer this year with being able to race quite as often, just with the way our team is, and being able to get away on Fridays or midweek races. We haven't been able to race as many races as kind of typical for us, but it does feel good that we still have the speed every night we go racing. And it's been a good little stretch here, both with the 360 and 410. I've been on a little bit of a roll, so it's been good. My brother and everybody on the team has been doing a good job getting the car dialed in, and it kind of feels like we're finally kind of catching a little bit of momentum here. So it'll be good to try and hold on to that when we head back to the Midwest here shortly, and head back to Knoxville. Hopefully have a good showing back there.
Yeah, 5 wins this year. We mentioned, 3, the Howard Kading. You won the Independence Day race at Silver Dollar and the July 1st Sprint Car Challenge Tour event at Antioch Speedway. But 2 other additional wins at Silver Dollar. You're on a roll there. You're the defending track champion. Last time that you were defeated was the prelim night to the Fall Nationals. I think you finished 4th on September 30th, 2022. That's just remarkable what you guys have been able to do at that place.
Yeah, and actually that night I made a move for the lead off of turn 4, tried to slide Tanner Carrick, and we kind of got together. And I was a few hundred feet away from winning that one too. But Tanner, I threw a haymaker to try to win the race, and we kind of hooked bumpers, and I got kind of turned into the fence and ended up 4th by the time I got back going and crossed the line. So it's definitely a place we've had speed. I feel like we've been in contention to win every race we've been in there. So it's been a good place to go. Kind of bummed we don't get to go there this weekend with the heat, canceling this weekend's races, but I'm sure we'll be ready and geared up for the next time we go there for, I believe, Gold Cup. So some big races coming up throughout the rest of the year, and hopefully we can just keep this momentum going.
What's a really cool stat, just crunching some of your numbers, you've got 24 feature starts, including your midget run at Chili Bowl, which you finished 4th at, 21 top 10s, 18 podiums, or 18 top 5s, 13 podiums, though, over 50% you finished 3rd or better. That's a pretty solid number and a really good number.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's always the goal is, to be just at least in contention to be in a position to win every night you go out. I feel like we've been able to do that a lot of times this year. We've had a few off nights and, struggled a little bit here and there. But for the most part, every time we go to the track, we feel like we got a shot to at least be in contention to compete for a win. So that's always the goal. And when you can pick off a few wins in a row like this, it's always a good feeling, and hopefully that breeds more wins.
You're once again in the cockpit of the Matt Wood Racing 17W, and and correct me if I'm wrong, what, about 2017 or so, that's when that partnership began. It seems like it was yesterday, though, that you guys have gotten together, but you guys have stuck together for quite a long time.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good feeling to, have kind of a nice, stable opportunity to be able to race. And, the coolest thing about our team is it's just such a family operation. My crew chief is my brother. My car owner is my father-in-law. My wife, she comes to every single race with our kids. And my cousin's one of my tire guys, and Trevor, he's another one of our guys that works on our team. He's basically family as well. So it's really kind of like a big family operation. And Matt Wood obviously provides us with everything we need to be able to compete at the highest level. And we have great partners like NOS Energy Drink who help make it all possible to be able to race as much as we do. And I'm super thankful to be part of the team for sure. And I'm just definitely lucky to be able to do this and race so often with such great equipment and people and personnel, and just really love doing it, and that's why we continue to do it. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into it, and it makes it all worth it when you get to do it with the people you love.
No doubt. And what was really cool that you mentioned in the winner circle at Ocean for the Howard Kading Classic, you did touch on your brother, that he's underrated, but one of the best when it comes to one of the crew chiefs in the pit area. Yeah,
for sure. I think I don't think people, I do think people who kind of are really in tune with crew chiefs and their abilities and everything, they see what he's done and they think it's pretty cool. But just from the overall perspective, I feel like he's underrated. He's been able to do some pretty cool things, him and I together even, with winning an outlaw race and building multiple midgets that have been in the Chili Bowl feature, providing a car. He's been a crew chief on a top 5 sprint car at Knoxville with the Outlaws, and close to winning 360 Nationals, running second at Knoxville. So he's real diverse. He's been able to do a bunch of cool stuff. He's got a USAC National Sprint Car win with Ryan Bernal last year when we went to Houston and beat the USAC guys. So definitely pretty cool what he's been able to do and what we've been able to do together as a brothers duo, working and building cars. So it's pretty cool what he's been able to do, and I'm just glad we get to do it together. I always say it's, racing with him is kind of what makes it cool. I think, it's just a lot of fun getting to do it together.
No doubt, no doubt. And then winning Trophy Cup last year, and you look at the names of drivers that are there, but then you look at I know Brian Crockett and I were talking about, like, not just look at the drivers, look at the crew chiefs that are here. Ricky Warner, Drew Warner, Jimmy May was there, Paul Silva, just a whole host of like top-notch wrenchers. And for you guys to do that for the third time in your career, just remarkable.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And yeah, when you start thinking about that, it's just something you definitely got to sit back and be proud of. It's real easy in this sport to just kind of keep plugging away and not really sit back and look at kind of what you've been able to do. And so, yeah, it's cool. Dustin and I, sometimes we kind of stop and think about kind of what we've been able to do as a team with Matt Wood and the 17W, back in the Elk Grove Ford days, and then the NOS Energy Drink days now. And so just all the cool stuff we've been able to do with sprint cars, midgets, wing, non-wing. It's just, we're super lucky to be able to do what we do, and we're super appreciative of it. And even though the team's just a little bit different now with jobs and real, life kind of slowing things down a little bit, we're still able to show up on any given night and at any given track with any given car and at least be pretty competitive. So it's pretty fun.
Well, you mentioned Midwest is coming up. We're kind of in that weird, not that weird part, but at that part of the year where guys are starting to head out to the Midwest, log some laps at Knoxville or some other Midwest tracks. For you, what is your guys' schedule coming up for the next few weeks?
Yeah, we're my next race will be the 360 Nationals, actually. So we were planning on going to Chico this weekend, but they had to cancel due to heat. And then the following weekend is when we'll head back and get ready for the 360 Nationals. We'll head back for 2 weeks, run all the 360 Nationals, the Capitani Classic, then all the 410 Nationals, and then probably come back home and maybe catch the Johnny Key at Watsonville, or whatever other races we can kind of fit into our schedule out here on the West Coast. So for the most part, we're just going to go back for Knoxville and concentrate on that. We've had good speed there at times. We just need to hopefully get back there and pick up where we've left off the last few years and see how it goes. But other than that, we'll just do kind of the rest of the California West Coast big races through the end of the year, and then dabble in a little bit of midget racing towards the end of the year with USAC when they come out, and then get ready for Chili Bowl again. So nothing too special on the traveling side, but we're definitely gonna try and have a good showing in Knoxville.
For folks that want to look at your recent results or updates, what's the best? Is there a website or a social media platform that folks can follow along at?
Yeah, you can always go to just ShaneGolobic.com and check it out. We've got merch and stuff on there, and then obviously just Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and all that. Everything is just at Shane Golobic or Shane Golobic on Facebook, and so yeah, any of that stuff we try to keep it updated as much as we can. We don't usually put a schedule out because it changes from week to week so much. It's hard to keep up on it. So we usually just kind of post an update at the beginning of each week and let everybody know where we're going. But yeah, it's always cool to have people following along on there and get to connect with people across the country. And we've had a few people from Knoxville kind of asking if we're coming back there, and excited to see us. So it's cool to be able to go reconnect with them here soon. And yeah, just excited for what the rest of the year has in store, and hopefully we can keep the speed up and maybe pick off some more wins.
And then do you do online apparel sales on those platforms?
Yeah, just all of the apparel stuff and all the merch stuff is all on ShaneGolobic.com. And yeah, you can go on there, and we might have some giveaways coming up here soon too on some crunch wing boards and stuff like that. So always
Nice.
Keep an eye out on that sort of stuff too.
Okay, cool. And then I know you've been thinking Matt Wood, and I think you thanked NOS Energy Drink. Any other folks or any other sponsors you want to send a shout out to real fast before I let you go?
Yeah. The Southern Pacific Farms, the whole Moles family, they're real close friends, and they do a ton for us and help us with 410 engines, and they're just super cool people. And we had the opportunity to have Mitchell as part of our team, not only on just being a tire guy, but also a midget racer. And then now he's off racing USAC national midgets and sprint cars and Silver Crown and the whole deal. So it's always cool to follow along with him. And so, yeah, I can't thank the Moles family enough with Southern Pacific Farms. And then MV Drywall, they're always big supporters of ours as well. And we've got a bunch of product sponsors that help with all just the parts and pieces. And, we're just lucky to have all these people that help us and give us everything we need to be able to compete.
Well, awesome. It's been great having you here, Shane, and best of luck in Knoxville. I'll definitely be keeping a close eye on you, and can't wait to see you race in person soon.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, and thanks for all you do for California racing.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the interview, race fans. Again, be sure and hit like, subscribe, and get the latest and greatest news, whether it's getting up to speed, inside NARC, or sprint car news today. If you subscribe on the YouTube channel, it'll get you those notifications as soon as all the new episodes come out. In the meantime, everybody, have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time you're listening, and we'll be back next time with more stuff from Highside Racing Promotions.